top 50 homes are revealed in this weekend's paper. How exactly were the homes chosen?
It was actually a really interesting process. So I have been editor of Home Magazine for 6 years, and with the magazine since the magazine started. And I was working with a real estate team who are all about property prices. So there was a lot of push and pull between what we all thought made a best home. The real estate guys very much were across what was happening in the property market, so what had traded, what prices things had gone for. Whereas my focus has very much been on the design process and the way architects can come up with beautiful solutions for people regardless of the constraints they have. So there was a lot of back and forth about how we would come up with the 50 best homes, because I think everyone's definition of a best home is different, depending on where you live, depending on your budget, depending on your needs, your family.
Yeah, that would be hard exactly to come up with that. Who owns these beautiful homes, and any of them celebrity homes or people that we might know of?
There's a bunch of celebrity homes actually, and the beautiful thing is that they vary in location, and well, look, most of the celebrity homes are quite expensive, but some of the motivations behind those are quite varied. So you've got some very substantial historic properties, but also, I mean, there's a place in Lilyfield that Merrick Watts was responsible for commissioning Virginia Carriage, who's an award-winning architect, to do a warehouse conversion, which is actually spectacular. Kate Blanchett and Andrew Upton's place in Hunters Hill, Bulwarra, they sold that not that long ago for an astronomical price, but they were responsible for the complete overhaul of that house, which included a lot of sustainable features that really tested the builders, who are master builders themselves. And that house took out the House of the Year a few years back in the New South Wales HIA Awards. So there's a lot of interesting projects out there. And yeah, it's great to see that sustainability is no longer a niche market for a lot of people. It's become quite mainstream.
How expensive are these homes? What's kind of the range, I guess, of, do you know the cheapest on the list and the most expensive on the list?
Yeah, look, so it's a bit kind of comparing apples with, almonds. Some of the prices, not everything that on the list has been traded. So some of the prices are based around how much it costs to build. So the absolute bottom price would be for a fantastic little project at North Manly, which is listed as Angafora House. And it's a husband and wife team who, she's an architect and he's a builder. And they built a one-bedroom place to offset their mortgage on the house that's already on site for $250,000. And it's a beautifully flexible, light-filled space. It served them quite well following the birth of their daughter. At the other end of the scale, there are houses which you'll see more of in the Sunday Telegraph tomorrow, which exceed $100 million.
Right.
So
that one's out of the price
huge range in terms of yeah, a little bit. It's like I've got down the back of the lounger. So yeah, no, astronomical prices that only happen in Sydney.
So are there any other ones that are particularly interesting, like that one that you mentioned in Manly? Are there any that have maybe a feature or two that might catch our eye?
Look, there's one that's going in tomorrow, which has picked up a bunch of awards. It's in inner Sydney, and it actually was in the running to be New South Wales' best ISO house, because it's completely self-sustaining. It's designed by an architect, Clinton Cole, who designed it for his own family. And it has a fish farm, a rooftop kitchen garden, solar panels right down the side of the house, and a wind turbine at the top. So, and this is in the middle of Darlington, which people who know Sydney will know that that's quite a closed-in area in terms of footprint. There's also the number 50 house today. I mean, somebody had to be number 50, but it's a glorious house. It's in Albury, and it was built and designed for a pair of empty nesters. Has some issues around bushfire as well, and the architect, who's based in Melbourne, managed all that with the most beautiful design. And the thing I love about this place is when I asked her how many bedrooms it had, she said, well, depends on what you need. She said, like, it's anywhere between 2 and 4 bedrooms, depending on which sliding wall you move, you know, whether you want to sleep on the veranda, which actually is protected with bushfire mesh screens, which again are quite beautiful in their own way. Look, there's huge diversity.
Well, Robyn, thanks so much.
And there's this fantastic place on the south coast as well that's made out of shipping containers, which I absolutely loved.